speak today. Dear ladies and gentlemen, good morning, guten Morgen, as we say in Germany. Assalamu alaikum from Dubai. Or should I better say Tiboranati, Borat, in Pandanamatacho, Salam Nacho, in the Nacho. I'm very happy to attend this summit, at least virtually, and to share with you my very own observations and ideas regarding the new trends or in the global financial sector and in Ethiopia in particular. Currently, the global financial sector faces a range of challenges, from new forms of competition for evolving technologies to increased operational complexity and evolving regulation. Banks and other financial companies must innovate more rapidly to keep up with the pace of change, but also being compliant, identifying emerging risks, and building appropriate governance. All those who have been working with me know that I love to classify long texts, long speeches into top 20, top 10 issues. Since today we have only 10 minutes, let us discuss the top 5 of the main trends globally and top 5 main trends in Ethiopia. And I will start with global trends first and then go into the Ethiopian trends. And let us, the very first trend that is kind of obvious, unfortunately, COVID-19 response. While right now the exact global economic impact is not yet clear, financial markets responded actually immediately with dramatic movements already in 2020. In March 2020, the US stock market hit the circuit breaker mechanism 4 times in 10 days. Since its inception in 1987, the breaker has only been triggered once in 1997, and then the second time in 2020. Together with the US crash, stock markets in Europe and Asia have also plunged. And right now in 2021, we can say most stock markets have rebounded, and a great deal of uncertainty remains also today in 2021. However, the economic impact of COVID has not been as negative as predicted by some analysts. However, the forecast is that the impact of the pandemic might be more significant in the next 3 years. And this will in turn affect the economic strength of many sectors, of SMEs in particular, and I think it's an important point for all of us when consider planning next year or planning long-term strategies, especially due also to the globalization. And here we are, the trend number 2, globally financial markets, which is partly a response for the demands for mechanisms to intermediate cross-border capital flows, and partly also a response to declining barriers to trade in the financial services and global liberalization governing the entry of foreign financial institutions into domestic capital markets. Competition among financial institutions has also increased because of technological advances, financial liberalization. The regulation authorities in many countries have adopted rules to a broader range of institutions to provide financial services. And in some countries, new classes of non-bank financial institutions are now allowed. Investment banks, security firms, asset management companies, mutual funds, insurance companies, trade finance companies, hedge funds, telecommunication, whatever. All these companies are now starting to provide services similar to those traditionally provided by banks. We also call those services financial services. These forces have led to significant changes in the structure of national and international capital markets. Using digital tools increases globalization of capital markets, since capital market operations are now done digitally. And this is the trend number 3, digitalization. We all know also everywhere, also in sub-Saharan Africa, the global financial sector is undergoing a large-scale digital transformation. New technologies are enabling now banks and other financial institutions to overhaul their operations and identify different ways of serving their clients. And this is a strong trend again, based on the first trend. When we talk about agile way of across business functions, and today our customers are changing, and to meet changing demands of our customers, we need to continue to innovate in online banking, digital platforms, different digital channels, insurance applications, and of course improving data quality, what we talk also about in Ethiopia, to benefit from more accurate reporting. The adoption of technology is the critical element to enable these changes, and that means a significant change for the banks. Banks need to adopt those not digital strategies, it's not correct. Banks need to adopt strategies for the digital age. The new trend I'm talking about in the global market is not new anymore. It is dollarization, quite an old trend that started already in the 90s after the collapse of the Soviet Union, where people used the US dollar in absence of their local currencies. And since then, the US dollar is used as a substitute currency all around the world. Around the same time, in the 90s, in the countries in East Asia, where I also have been working, people started to use the US dollar as a substitute for their own local currencies, and nowadays people save in dollar, pay in dollar, and even think in dollar. People will translate the amount into US dollar, being abroad, for example, or calculating between two currencies. If in the past the main reason for dollarization was the fact that the country's own currency lost its usefulness as a medium for exchange due to hyperinflation, due to instability, due to political instability. So nowadays, people save in US dollars to protect against inflation and to manage risks. And in many countries, people can have accounts in US dollars, which is what I do in Germany, in addition to their own national currency. As I said, this trend is not new forever. It is getting stronger now in view of the latest events, also political events. We all know what I mean. But again, there is something that banks globally take into consideration when designing new, that's all considering risks. And now, to finalize the presentation about global trends, let's take a look at a quite new trend. All other trends will remain the same. As I said previously, I'm not going anymore since we have limited time. Digitalization and COVID-19, I just now got a sign. However, I think we discussed it shortly. There are certainly more trends including risk management, regulation, compliance, climate, green energy, strategic thinking, the shift in the HR, gender balance, and the leadership, like many more. However, within the frame of 10 minutes, which I was given, that would be my personal top 5 trends in the global sector and top 5 Ethiopia that I believe we can't ignore anymore. Thank you very much.